She called the plumber on a Tuesday because the kitchen floor was wet. By Friday, she had 3 separate leak points, a concrete saw in her living room, and an estimate for $14,000 to repipe a house that was 9 years old. The pipe that failed was installed to code, and it passed inspection when the house was built. The plumber who installed it used a material he chose specifically because it was cheaper to buy, and he never told her which grade she was getting. The word on her original plumbing invoice said PEX. What it did not say is that PEX is not one material, it is 3. And the grade that ends up inside most American homes is the one the industry chose for a reason that has nothing to do with how long it lasts. PEX, cross-linked polyethylene, replaced copper as the dominant residential plumbing material across the 2000s. It bends around corners without fittings. It does not corrode the way copper does. It installs roughly 40% faster, which matters enormously to a plumber bidding against 3 competitors on a new construction job. By the time most American homes built after 2005 were finished, copper supply lines were a premium upgrade, and PEX was the standard. Homeowners accepted this because they were told PEX was better, more flexible, more freeze-resistant, longer-lasting than the copper it replaced. What almost no homeowner was told is that there are 3 grades of PEX with fundamentally different material properties, different failure modes, and different price points. PEX-A is manufactured by a process that produces a uniform molecular cross-link structure throughout the tubing wall. PEX-B is manufactured by a cheaper process that produces an inconsistent cross-link structure. PEX-C is the least expensive and least flexible of the 3. The International Residential Code permits all 3 grades for potable water supply lines. All 3 are called PEX on the invoice. And the grade determination, the decision that will govern whether your plumbing lasts 15 years or 40 years, is made by the plumber at the supply house, invisible to you, based on a factor you would find uncomfortable if you knew what it was. Here is how the plumbing supply chain decided which grade goes in most American homes, and it has nothing to do with engineering performance and everything to do with the bid sheet. PEX-A costs approximately 30% more at the supply house than PEX-B. On a full house plumbing job for a new 3-bedroom home, that difference in material cost runs between $800 and $2,000 depending on the market and the square footage. A plumber who specs PEX-A for every job is bidding against a competitor who specs PEX-B. The homeowner receiving both bids sees 2 numbers, sees the word PEX on both bid sheets, and has no basis for choosing between them except price. The lower bid wins the job statistically, and the lower bid is almost always the PEX-B bid. This is not a conspiracy, it is a market structure. The plumber using PEX-B is not doing anything illegal, not violating code, and in most cases genuinely believes, or has decided, it is not his concern, that the grade difference will not manifest as a problem within the window of his professional relationship with the homeowner. The house will be finished. He will move on. If something fails in year 8 or year 9, a different plumber will get that call. The problem is that in approximately 1/3 of American municipal water systems, including the majority of systems serving the Sunbelt markets, where PEX became dominant fastest, in Phoenix, Las Vegas, Dallas, Houston, Tampa, and Orlando, the water contains chloramine rather than chlorine alone as its primary disinfection agent. Chloramine is chlorine combined with ammonia. And what chloramine does to PEX-B over years of contact is the reason $14,000 ends up on a 9-year-old home's repair estimate. Here is what the failure actually looks like, because it does not look like a pipe bursting. It looks like something slower and considerably more expensive. Chloramine in the water supply initiates an oxidative degradation reaction at the molecular level in PEX-B tubing. The reaction is not uniform across the pipe length. It concentrates at stress points where the tubing is under mechanical tension. The highest stress points in a residential PEX-B installation are the fitting connections, the crimp rings and brass barb fittings where the tubing is stretched slightly over the fitting body and clamped. Over years of chloramine exposure, the tubing material becomes progressively more brittle at these stress concentration points. The elasticity that makes PEX useful disappears. A material that was designed to flex and absorb pressure cycling becomes rigid at the point where it most needs to remain flexible. The failure is not dramatic. A hairline crack develops in the tubing wall within an inch or two of the fitting. The crack weeps, it does not spray. The homeowner sees a wet spot on the drywall, a soft spot in the floor, a water stain on the ceiling of the room below. By the time the leak is visible, the tubing at every other fitting in the house has undergone the same degradation process because the chloramine exposure was systemic, affecting every foot of tubing simultaneously. The plumber who opens the wall to fix the visible leak finds tubing that is brittle at every connection he touches. Now, here is the part that should genuinely concern anyone in a chloramine water market. The Nibco PEX class action lawsuit, certified in 2016 and settled in 2020 for approximately $38 million, covered exactly this failure mode in exactly these markets: Arizona, Nevada, California, Florida, and Texas. Nibco is one of the largest plumbing fitting manufacturers in the United States. The settlement acknowledged the failure pattern and distributed compensation to homeowners in the class. The compensation ran between $150 and several $1,000s per claimant. The average repiping cost in the class was over $10,000. The math of that settlement tells you everything about who absorbed the actual loss. And here is the detail that should make you check your own plumbing invoice right now. The word on that invoice, if you can find it, says PEX. It almost certainly does not say PEX-A or PEX-B. And the reason it does not specify the grade is that the plumber knows, and the industry knows, that an informed buyer presented with both grades and both prices on the same invoice would ask the question the industry does not want asked. Financial reality of a PEX-B failure in a slab-on-grade home is in a different category from almost any other residential plumbing failure mode. Slab homes, the dominant construction type in the Sunbelt markets where chloramine exposure is highest, run their supply lines through or under the concrete slab. When those lines fail, there are two repair approaches. Open the slab with a concrete saw and replace the failing lines in the original path, or abandon the slab lines entirely and repipe through the attic and walls, running new lines to each fixture. The slab cut approach runs $8,000 to $14,000. The overhead repipe runs $10,000 to $22,000. Neither number includes the remediation for any water damage that occurred before the leak was found. Neither number is covered by a standard homeowner's insurance policy, because the failure is a gradual deterioration event rather than a sudden loss, and most policies exclude gradual deterioration explicitly. Insurance coverage is therefore unavailable. The woman from the opening lives in Phoenix. Phoenix is one of the highest chloramine municipal water markets in the country. The city's water utility has used chloramine as its primary disinfectant since the mid-2000s and publishes the disinfection data in its annual water quality report. The plumber who installed her PEX-B knew he was installing in Phoenix. He had installed PEX-B in Phoenix homes for years. The crimp fitting manufacturer's warranty, which promised 25 years of coverage, contained a clause excluding failures caused by water quality conditions outside the manufacturer's specified parameters. Phoenix municipal water, with its documented chloramine concentration, falls outside those specified parameters. The warranty that described 25 years of protection was void before the first drop of water ran through the pipe. The $14,000 estimate was entirely hers. The escape from this is simpler than the problem. If your home was built after 2000 in a municipal water market, and you do not know which grade of PEX is inside your walls, Your water utilities' annual water quality report, available free on their website, will tell you whether they use chloramine or chlorine as your primary disinfectant. If the answer is chloramine, and you have PEX-B, you now know your failure timeline. And if you are hiring a plumber for any new work, the 3 words that change the entire conversation are PEX-A only. It will cost more. It will cost less than the alternative. The plumbing industry moved from copper to PEX in under a decade because the economics were irresistible. Faster installation, lower material cost. 1 word on the invoice that covers 3 different materials with 3 different service lives in your specific water chemistry. The homeowner had no way to know the difference and no mechanism to require disclosure. The building inspector approved it. The warranty excluded the failure. The class action settled for pennies on the dollar. The repipe cost was full price. Check your water utilities disinfection report. It takes 2 minutes, and the answer changes what you ask every plumber you hire from this point forward. If this was useful, subscribe. There is a lot more of this coming.